Imagine starting 2026 with absolutely nothing. Zero in the bank. Maybe some debt. A job that barely covers the bills. Most people would say the game is rigged, that building wealth is impossible now. But here's the truth. 2026 might actually be one of the clearest entry points we've seen in years. I'm going to give you the exact 5-phase roadmap I'd use if I had to start from absolute zero today. No fluff, no course to sell. Just a mathematical path to your first 100,000 and beyond. Let's break it down. First, let's address the elephant in the room. If you have high interest debt, you're not at zero, you're in the negative. And until you fix that, the stock market is completely off limits. Here's why. Paying off a credit card charging 24% interest is a guaranteed 24% return. You cannot find that in the stock market without massive risk. Let me show you the math. $5,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest? If you only make minimum payments, you'll pay back nearly double over the next decade. Meanwhile, every dollar of interest is a dollar that can't compound for you. The strategy is simple but brutal. List every debt from highest interest rate to lowest. Ignore the balance. Only focus on the rate. This is the avalanche method. Throw every spare dollar at that highest rate debt while paying minimums on everything else. Sell stuff you don't need. Cancel subscriptions. Treat this like an emergency. Once it's gone, don't celebrate by spending. That monthly payment you just freed up, you're going to redirect it. Now here's where most people mess up. They think, debt's paid, time to invest. Wrong. If you do that, you're statistically likely to fail within 18 months. Why? Because life happens. Your car breaks down. You need emergency dental work. If your money is locked in stocks and the market is down, you'll be forced to sell at a loss just to survive. You just destroyed your compounding forever. You need a buffer first. I call it a cash fortress. 3 to 6 months of bare-bones expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. In 2026, these accounts are easy to find and might pay around 4%. Let me give you a scenario. Two investors both lose their jobs during a market correction. Investor A has everything in stocks. Investor B has a cash buffer. Investor A has to sell at the bottom to buy groceries, locking in those losses permanently. Investor B taps the cash, leaves the portfolio alone, and waits for recovery. The math is clear. The person who never has to sell at the wrong time wins. Calculate your survival number. Rent, food, utilities, transport. Multiply by 3. Automate transfers every payday until this bucket is full. Then pretend it doesn't exist. It's not vacation money. It's survival money. Only when this is overflowing do you look at investing. Here's where people leak massive wealth. Taxes. You can pick perfect investments and still lose 30% of your returns if you're investing in the wrong account type. The government gives us specific tax shelters for retirement, and ignoring them is expensive. Let me show you. $10,000 growing to $100,000 over 30 years. In a regular taxable account, you might owe $18,000 in capital gains tax when you withdraw. In a Roth IRA, 0 taxes. You keep the full amount. Here's your exact order of operations. The waterfall. Step 1. Max your 401k up to the employer match. This is literally free money, an instant 100% return. Step 2. Max out a Roth IRA. Tax-free growth for life. Step 3. If you have a high-deductible health plan, max your HSA. It's triple tax advantaged. Step 4. Go back and fill up the rest of your 401k. Only after all these buckets are full do you put money in a regular brokerage account. This order of operations creates a tax shield that supercharges your compounding. Now, what do you actually buy? Here's where I'm going to save you from yourself. The data is brutal. Over 15 years, more than 90% of professional fund managers fail to beat the S&P 500. These are people paid millions to pick stocks. If they can't do it consistently, what are your odds doing it part-time? The math says be average, because average in the stock market makes you rich. Here's my exact protocol, the core satellite approach. Put 90% of your money into low-cost, broad market index funds. Total U.S. market, some international exposure. This is your core. Automate it and never touch it. Take the remaining 10%, and strictly only 10%, and allow yourself to be stupid with it. Want to buy a specific tech stock? Crypto? Do it here. If it goes to zero, your life is fine. If it moons, great. This scratches the gambling itch without blowing up your plan. Good investing should feel like watching paint dry. If it's exciting, you're probably gambling. Final piece. You can only cut expenses so far, but there's no ceiling on earning. The skip the latte advice is a trap. You cannot budget your way to wealth on a low salary in 2026. Defense prevents losing, but offense wins the game. Instead of asking, how do I save $5? Ask, how do I earn $5,000 more? A 20% raise on a $50,000 salary is worth far more over a lifetime than any side hustle. What's the one skill that, if you mastered it, would make you undeniable in your field? Dedicate 1 hour a day, the time you'd waste scrolling, to mastering it. In 6 months, use that leverage to ask for a raise or jump to a better role. So there it is. The complete strategy if you're starting from zero in 2026. 1. Kill high-interest debt. 2. Build a 3-month cash buffer. 3. Fill tax-advantaged accounts in order. 4. Invest in boring index funds. 5. Upgrade your income. It's not sexy, it's not fast, but it's mathematically certain. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this helped, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.